You might be making $150,000, $200,000, even more, and still feel constantly stressed about money. If that's you, I want you to know something right now. You're not broken. There are real, concrete reasons why high income doesn't automatically fix money anxiety. And once you understand them, you can actually do something about it. Let's walk through this calmly. In yesterday's video, we talked about the 4 money numbers that tell you whether you're actually behind or just feeling behind. If you haven't watched that yet, you'll want to after this one. It gives you the simplest way to see your real financial position. But here's the thing. Even when those numbers look good, even when you're objectively doing well, the stress doesn't always go away. Why? Because high income creates a paradox. It raises your lifestyle, it raises your expectations, and it raises the people you compare yourself to, which often raises your stress more, not less. So let's unpack the 3 real reasons high earners stay stuck in money anxiety. The first reason, comparison. You're making great money, but somewhere in your mind, there's always someone making more. Maybe it's a colleague who got promoted faster. Maybe it's someone on social media who seems to have it all figured out. Maybe it's just the vague sense that everyone else is further ahead than you. Here's what happens. Your brain doesn't measure success by absolute numbers. It measures success relative to the people around you. So even if you're in the top 10% of earners, if you're comparing yourself to the top 5%, you feel behind. And that feeling of being behind creates anxiety, regardless of what your bank account actually says. The stress isn't about the money, it's about the comparison. The second reason, no clear plan. This one's subtle, but it's powerful. You make good money, you pay your bills, you probably save something. But do you have a clear, written plan for what that money is actually doing? Most high earners don't. So what happens? You have this vague sense of unease. You know you should be doing something with your money, but you're not quite sure what. Is it enough for retirement? Are you investing the right way? Should you be doing more? That uncertainty, that fog, creates a constant low-level anxiety in the background. It's like your brain is always asking, am I doing this right? And never getting a clear answer. The stress isn't about scarcity, it's about clarity. The third reason, what-if thinking. You're making solid income, but your brain loves to play worst-case scenarios. What if you lose your job? What if the market crashes? What if you get sick and can't work? What if inflation eats away everything you've saved? And here's the thing. Income alone doesn't silence those fears. Because no amount of money feels completely safe from every possible disaster. So you stay in a state of low-grade worry. You're constantly bracing for impact, even when things are going well. The stress isn't about your actual situation. It's about the stories you're telling yourself about what could happen. Now, here's the good news. Once you understand why you're stressed, you can actually address it. And it doesn't require making more money. It requires a shift in how you think. I call it the 3-part framework for calm. Part 1. Define enough. Stop chasing a number that keeps moving. Instead, sit down and actually define what enough looks like for you. Not perfection, not wealthy, just enough. Enough to cover your expenses. Enough to handle an emergency. Enough to retire someday without stress. When you have a real number, not a vague feeling, something shifts. Your brain stops the constant comparison game because you're no longer measuring yourself against everyone else. You're measuring yourself against your own definition of enough. Part 2. Get clarity over complexity. You don't need a complicated investment strategy. You don't need to optimize every dollar. You need a simple, clear plan that you actually understand and can stick to. This is where those 4 money numbers from yesterday's video come in. They give you a framework to see your situation clearly. Once you see it, the anxiety starts to lift. Clarity beats complexity every single time. Part 3. Build mental containers. Stop letting money thoughts invade every moment of your day. Instead, decide. I think about my money on Sunday evenings for 30 minutes. That's when I check in, review my plan, and make decisions. The rest of the week, I trust my plan and I move on. This sounds simple, but it's transformative because your brain stops the constant background worry. You've given it a container, a specific time and place where money gets your attention. Outside that container, you're free. So let me be clear about something. If you're making good money and still feeling constantly stressed about money, nothing is wrong with you. You're not broken. You're not behind. You just haven't had a calm framework for thinking about it yet. And that framework isn't complicated. It's about moving from comparison to clarity, from vague worry to a simple plan, from constant background anxiety to intentional, contained thinking about your money. That's it. Here's what I want you to do next. If you haven't watched my 4 money numbers video yet, go watch that after this one. It gives you the exact framework to see whether you're actually behind or just feeling behind. Then come back, because we're going to keep building on this, video by video. You're going to get calm about your money, and it's going to start today.